Okay, so I'm basically just doing this interview for my yearbook class. It was for like a project, but Mr. Ruddle really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
So these interviews are gonna go on YouTube channel, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. So
Mhm.
I'm just interviewing a bunch of teachers just to get to know you guys a bit
Okay.
more.
Are you doing
Uh,
everybody?
I'm doing you,
Mhm.
the vice principal, I think Hogan. I did Gillies,
Mhm.
about 10 teachers that I'm choosing from. So,
Okay.
okay. So, first question,
Mhm.
where were you born?
Born in Canada.
So, did you grow up like anywhere around here, like
Yeah,
specifically?
I grew up in downtown Toronto. Grew up in downtown Toronto, so I spent half my life in downtown Toronto. Then, just before high school, I moved to Thornhill, and then for the other half of my life, a university and postgraduate studies, I lived in Texas.
Oh, nice. I have
Mhm.
family in Texas.
Oh yeah, where?
Uh, Houston.
Oh, that's where I went to school.
Oh, really
Yeah, I
nice.
went to Rice. Have you ever heard of it?
Um, I think one of my cousins goes there actually.
Oh, nice.
Of my
Mhm.
cousin goes in. I think, somewhere in Austin, Texas,
Yeah,
somewhere
she probably
there.
goes to UT.
Yeah,
UT
that's
Austin,
cool.
University of Texas Austin. Yeah, most of my time, born in Canada, raised in Canada, and then downtown Toronto, like Midtown Toronto. Grew up Toronto, Thornhill, Houston.
Nice.
Right?
How did you know you wanted to be, well, it says teacher, but principal?
I didn't know I wanted to be a principal. When I went away to university, I was doing medicine.
Wow.
My first year, I was looking into sports medicine. I studied biomechanics, like the movements of the body, right?
Wow. Mhm.
So I was going to do medicine, more surgeries like knee replacement, hip replacement, those type of surgeries to replace joints and ligaments and so forth, right? You know, when you go for
Yeah.
surgery to replace your knees or when you have injuries. So that's what I started doing. Competitive schedule, I couldn't really keep up both of them, right?
Yeah.
The medical labs that we had to do and so forth, it was really hard. So by the time I was like halfway through my second year, I did my degree non-med school. So I still did phys ed and biomechanics. Didn't have to do all those labs like the science labs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
then it just morphed into I became a teacher when I came home. Became a teacher, started teaching science and phys ed, and then from there I moved on to department head, curriculum lead in the board, vice principal, principal.
Do you have any siblings? If so, how many?
I do. I come from a very big family. I have five siblings, so there's six of us,
Wow.
and we all grew up together. So I come from a very big family. There's five of us: three girls, three boys.
For my family, it's two boys, two girls.
Yeah,
So,
it's nice
yeah.
and balanced.
Yeah. What are some things you're very passionate about?
Education. I'm passionate about education because I can see where education can take you, a gateway to move you forward in life.
Mhm.
So I've always been passionate about education and learning, and education comes in different forms, right? And getting degrees and certifications, or it could be education of life. You can travel and go to a different country and learn the culture and the ways of that community, and that is also education. Very passionate about education. Also very passionate about sport. Love sport as a child and as an adult. Very passionate about sport and what sport gives you. Component of being fit, but also the component of teamwork, discipline, strategy. Sport gives you a lot of things that sometimes it takes a while, maybe even a lifetime to obtain. People learn those early in life when well, they are involved in team or individual sport.
100%. This is kind of like the other question, but
Mhm.
what do you like to do in your free time? And if it's maybe something other than sports or
Oh, um, I enjoy spending time with my family. I enjoy that. I'm from a big family, then I work in a big school, a lot of teachers, a lot of kids. Sometimes I like um, quiet time by myself. I enjoy that. So I meditate a lot.
really
Meditate.
meditation's really hard.
It's very hard. It's taken
Yeah.
me a long time. Wouldn't say I've mastered it, but getting better. I'm growing in it. In fact, about me that people don't know, I'm pretty good at crocheting and knitting.
Always wanted to do it, but
I could teach you.
really, I have a knit thing, but I don't know how to do it.
You have two long needles or one short?
Two. Yeah,
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. I've learned from my grandparents, my grandmothers, right? I'm pretty good at knitting and crocheting. Not good at is always following the pattern, right? So I could see the pattern, I can read it, I can follow it, but then sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't like that, so I'll just do it my own way and
Yeah.
put two patterns together and so forth. So I do that, and that relaxes me. So I try to make a pretty big blanket for one family member every year.
That's cool. I like that. If you could describe yourself, this is kind of hard. If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be and why?
One word. Other people have described me as fair, right? I've always been a fair person, like listen to all sides of the story and make a fair judgment. I would describe myself as calm, right?
Yeah, you do give me calm vibes.
Yeah, and calm, keeled, but I would describe myself as calm.
What is something that stands out for you and other people, like that you notice, which, yeah.
I value relationships that are trustworthy. Like trust is a big thing, that you're able to, where you can trust the person. Like you don't always have to be on your guard, have to like sort of speak in code because you don't know how they're going to take it. You can just come with your authentic self and
like feel worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust that they won't judge you. They won't take your story elsewhere. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I value.
Nice. Okay. What is one lesson you learned so far in life? Just one.
One lesson that you've
learned in life.
I've learned. One lesson that I've learned. The English translation is I never burn bridges. I try hard not to burn bridges. So the English translation was when I cross a road, right? I'm always mindful how I cross that road. Work with people, talk to people or friends with people. I never burn bridges because I might have to turn around and cross the road the other way. The person may not be so happy if I've burnt them or if I've spoken ill about them. My biggest lessons is I learned that early in life, not to burn bridges and not to either speak ill about people. Just remember where you came from, because you may have to go back to those people for help later if you've treated them poorly, or if you were unfair. They may not be so willing to help you when you need them.
Kind of the same question, but if you could tell your past life one thing, what would it be? Like, what would you
like tell my younger self?
Yeah.
A lot of lessons. I would tell my younger self to network a little bit more. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And what I mean by that is you can work really, really hard for something, but sometimes you have to get in there to get the job, the position, the promotion, right? And if you don't know anybody, you can't get to that table.
Yeah, that's
right?
True.
I would tell myself, I as a child, my family's always taught us to educate yourself, do well in school, be the best that you can possibly be, or your work will show for itself, which is maybe about 70% true. The other 30% is networking, learning who people are and helping people out, either me helping them or them helping me. Say network, and not in an authentic way, not get to know people as because what they can do for you, but get to know people because you enjoy being with them and you enjoy what they have to say and hanging out with them.
Okay. Well, that was basically it. And then I just have, yeah.